Hi there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. I'm Lisa and today I'm going to be carrying on in my weekly journal, doing a few of these lately just to catch up on all the summer adventures. Talking of adventures, I am going to be using some bits and pieces from my most recent kit, which is called Treehouse Adventures. It's all about summer exploring and doing nice things, so I'll be talking about that with you today. I've printed off some photos from just a few days ago. These were taken at Cotswold Wildlife Park with my family, and I do have a vlog coming up with that, which may have already gone up. If it has, I'll leave the link below. I was going to share this on my travel channel. So yeah, I want to do a page about it today. I've chosen this page here. It's already got a pocket sewn in. This was one of my Patreon tutorials we did about making easy sewn pockets. So if you haven't seen that yet, it is over on Patreon, which I will leave the link to down below. I do love the hearts, which are already on here. I may well colour some in the green. The other thing I am using today is one of my Patreon downloads. This is the most recent download, Today's Adventures. It could be used as a to-do list, so you can print it off multiple times. But today I'm going to be using it as part of my journaling. I quite like it there, actually. Because then I still get to see the black hearts. I like that. And then I might do something fun on the other side. It's quite a lot of bits and pieces. I've been using or including bits in the kits lately to create lots of layers. I'm liking that a lot. That works really well, actually. I might just jump in straight away and do that. Let's grab my glue stick. So this kit is so perfect for outdoorsy things. So I knew instantly when I was looking at the photos that I would use this kit. I thought that would be perfect. I didn't actually take that many photos. I think because I was vlogging, I was filming, I don't take that many photos, and Aid wasn't actually with me. We had our first night away from each other since 2017. Usually if he's working and we're staying with family, like when my dad's over, it's not too bad because he can come and work from anywhere, but he was doing lots of meetings, and so he couldn't really work from my sister's dining table when he had to do meetings when everyone's around. So he came and saw me in the evening, so we weren't away completely. We just didn't obviously see each other during the day or at night time. It felt so strange. It's really alien to us. We literally spend every moment of every day together. So yeah, it was a very strange feeling. There we go. That's instantly done that. The other thing I was really excited about doing, there is a stencil in this month's kit, designed for us for this kit by Pear Tree Cut File. So thank you to Marie. And I was thinking, I actually was playing with this, sort of having a look and thinking, oh, actually I'd quite like this on some vellum. So I've now included vellum in the kit, and I'm thinking about having this on here and then leaning that over. I quite like that idea, and having that here so it sits at the bottom there. So I am going to do that. Not that it's going to need to dry because I'm going to use ink, but where's my green? I thought that would be really fun. I thought about just popping it on the page, but I just fancied doing it slightly differently. So I am going to hold that down tight. By the way, every time I use these blending brushes, everyone always asks, so they are in my Amazon storefront. You get loads as well. These are just a few that I've taken off. There's a whole stick load, and they're not very expensive. They're just a few pounds. Look at that. That looks so cool. I'm going to pop that on there. I like that. Yeah, so I'll leave a link to these below because they're really handy, and I really enjoy using them. I'll also leave a link because there might be a few stencils left as well, so I will pop them in my shop. Let's trim this down like this. I'm currently thinking about having it here. Might trim the side off as well, but I'll wait and see because it could be that I do something with the photos. I think next up I'm going to trim my photos down. The papers match really, really well. So I'm going to trim these down. Also, by the way, I forgot to say, if you're not a member of my Patreon and you'd like the download, you can print it off to any size. I've used it as an A5 before as well. This was an A6. I will leave a link to that download below as well. It is on my website now. So I am thinking about adding a little strip at the top that matches this really well. That will look really nice. Little bit of added colour. Let's just tear that down a little bit more. I didn't want it to be perfect, which is why I didn't cut it. And then I am thinking along the bottom maybe as well, or I think I might do the butterflies at the bottom. I think that would look better. We'll use the other sheet. There's 2 sheets in each pack. I want this page to be colourful, so that will be the perfect pop of colour. And I've got the branding strip from Kaiser Craft of the original paper here, so that covers that up nicely. I have very, very mixed feelings about zoos and wildlife parks. I think the older I get, the more confused I feel about them. I did, by the way, Google and the difference between a zoo and a wildlife park. Wildlife park is generally in like a country park area, so like Cotswold Wildlife Park is out in the middle of nowhere. A zoo tends to be more in the town, which I don't think is always true because we have Marwell Zoo near to us. That's a zoo, and that also is in the middle of nowhere, so it might not always be true, but I try and stay open-minded. I know they're so good for educational purposes. Like, we had our niece who's 2.5, and just seeing what she got out of being there. It's really, really important, I think, because obviously without children learning, then we need the children to obviously, oh, I like that up there as well. We need the children then to obviously grow up and to keep all these things going, you know, especially when it comes to animals that are starting to become extinct, especially with the way that obviously the world is, well, it's not really starting to go, it's been going like that a long time, hasn't it? So we need our kids to be educated on it, and I think such a good way to do it is by seeing them, to help them learn. And I'm also very aware that lots of places work really hard behind the scenes that we don't necessarily see, with all the breeding programs and things like that. I used to never go and look at the apes in Animal Kingdom. I'd made up my mind, I didn't agree with it. Super intelligent animals, we shouldn't be looking at them, especially when you see like people laughing at them when they're playing, and it just really, I found it really hard. And then oh, I might do something along the edge there. And then when I was in Animal Kingdom once, I got talking to somebody there. I'm just going to grab a punch. And the apes there are all part of a big breeding program, and they work really closely with all the countries that the animals have come from. There's just so much that goes on behind the scenes, and it's so easy, I think, to judge sometimes and think, yep, that's wrong. A lot of the time as well, some of these animals, I know obviously they are bred there as well, but they're all part of sort of rehabilitation and things like that. There's some, I know, like the manatees in Epcot, they're actually, oh, I quite like that idea. They're actually were rescued. They couldn't live in the wild. One they tried to put back in the wild, but it just didn't happen. So these places are really important as well. One of the biggest ones that I had real trouble with was Wild Florida in, obviously, Florida. We did actually leave that place early because we felt so uncomfortable there. But at the same time, they do go out and rescue all the nuisance great big alligators from neighborhoods. So, and I realized that the majority of the animals that they've got there are there to bring in the customers so that they can keep these great big gators alive, because they don't want to just obviously put them to sleep. So there's often two sides to things. I try and stay open-minded. It is hard though, isn't it, when you're looking at them? I always put myself, just imagine if it was the other way around and they were looking at me from an enclosure, as in humans. How would we feel then? So it's a very, very tricky one, and one that I go back and forth with. And like I said, it gets worse the older I get. I now look at myself as when we had guinea pigs and rabbits and things in little cages, and I just think, how could you? It makes me feel really uncomfortable about that even. So I don't know. Yeah, I have mixed feelings with a lot of things. I can see the good and bad on both sides. But anyway, that was all quite heavy, wasn't it, when it was supposed to be a fun topic. Yeah, we had a really nice day. The gardens in Cotswold Wildlife Park are absolutely beautiful. Probably some of the nicest gardens I've ever seen in a place like this. Really beautiful. I'm not doing very well here. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can get this third time lucky. I could easily just go and hang around the gardens. That's showing my age as well, isn't it? I can't get this on straight. Right, focus. I think, oh, not quite. That will do. Yeah, that just looks a bit prettier, doesn't it? Now, I might even do a bit of journaling across there. That could be quite nice. I wanted to pop the photos somewhere. I'm just going to pop some washi down the crease as well. I'm using some double-sided sticky tape first, just to make sure it holds in place. But I'd love to hear from you with regards to zoos and wildlife parks, hear your thoughts, and if you've got any near you that you particularly like and enjoy and you know they're doing a good job, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the matter. I think we're all being educated over the years, aren't we? I think things have changed a lot, which is a good thing. That looks so pretty. There, I am liking this. I've also got these family tickets that I wanted to use. I quite like the idea of popping one there. I like the colour that they add. That looks so fun. I'm going to add a staple, but not to staple down, just as like a fake staple. Let's pop that on there so it looks like it's been stapled down. There, and I may well add another one at the top as well. I think that would look quite fun. There's one here. We've got Summer Adventure, so I'm going to pop that on Family Summer Adventure. I like that. There's a journal card in the kit. I'm not going to use this as a journal card today though. I am going to make a mini pocket. I want the adventure to hang down below. So I am going to use a little bit of tape on the side. I'm going to do it just on two sides and along the bottom there. And we're going to pop the journal card in place and use it as a mini pocket to hold a couple of the photos. So let's pop that in, and then that way it's literally stuck on the side and that, so we can pop those in there. I had another one somewhere. I could even add some journaling there. I also wanted to, because this is a pocket as well, so I may well add some journaling there. Those could go there. Decided to add another one of these tickets over here. We do a fake staple. I don't know why I'm calling it a fake staple, because it obviously is a staple. Don't these add a wonderful pop of colour? Just those two tickets. I love those. Right, what are we going to put on this one? Family. Picnic time. And then I can journal about the picnic time. There we go. I've got a little story about the picnic time. I don't have a photo, but that's fine. We do have a story. And then I've got 4 photos. Oh, I might add that like that. I quite like that. I've got a bit of an arm there, so we can cover that up slightly. And then we've got the little lemur. So there's a story about this. Every time we go there, because it's not very far from my sister's. Although I was going to do this as a pocket, I'm not. I'm just going to stick it in like this. It's not very far. It's somewhere that we've been because the kids obviously growing up. It's nice and handy to go as a family. And we've been quite a few times. But we start at the start every time, which obviously makes sense. But this time my brother said, why don't we start at the end? Because every time we do that, we get to the end of the lemur enclosure and it's always closed because I think it closes like at 3 or something, and we miss it every single time. And so I thought that was such a good idea. So we started off with our picnic at lunchtime, which we usually do. We usually get there about 11ish. So we have our picnic first. And then, just thinking I might cut some of these actually. And this is from the embellishment postcard. Then we went to the gift shop. So we did that back to front. All of this is in the vlog. And it was lovely because we were at the gift shop at lunchtime and there was nobody in there. We had the gift shop to ourselves. We didn't actually start in until about an hour and a half after we'd arrived. We actually started going to the enclosures, but we started with the lemur enclosure, which was so much fun. But the other good thing was we were doing it obviously back to front to everybody else. So we had a really quiet zoo to ourselves, wildlife park, because we were going the opposite way to everyone. So then by the end of the day, we were walking around to the start and we had like the giraffe enclosure to ourselves and just everything. It was like this, it was closed. It just could not have worked out any better. It worked out so well. I'm going to use some of these stickers. They will add such the perfect amount of colour on my page. I'm not going to use this as a pocket, I don't think. I don't think I need it as a pocket. I don't have any leaflets or anything like that. So I'm just going to add it as it is. Like that. But yeah, it just went so well the day. And this was my brother's idea to do it like that, and it was just such a perfect idea. So I would highly recommend doing that again. Let's decorate these. I love these little trees from the stickers. So cute. Ooh, fun conversation today. Let's take that. That will be fun to add. I like that idea. Could even do that as a flip to have, oh no, we'll do the conversation. May well actually need that. No, I'm going to document about Gareth's idea of doing the park back to front. It was such a good idea, so I'm going to document that. It was the first time of taking my niece to the wildlife park as well, where she's properly understanding things, and we were pretending to be wallabies, and she was just really taking it all in. She loved the penguins. We saw so many babies as well. So I do see the benefit of these places, like I said, and just how good they are for children. These box stickers as well. So I'm going to add a few of these because these will be perfect for my journaling, as you will see in a bit, like that. These are also really good if you're not really into journaling but you just want to add a few bits and pieces. These are perfect because they don't make you feel overwhelmed. You can just add a few little bits and pieces here and there. Just realised this is a perfect fit with my circle punch. Pop that on there. Like that. I'm just going to go around. I love word strip stickers. They make me so happy. So I'm just going to go around and add some of these. I may well add some of the paper there, just so I can, I've got story space. I'm aware that I'm struggling a bit with story space. I could always add something there. So I'll see what happens. I think I'll do what journaling I can and then have a look. I think I'm pretty much ready to go and journal. So my journaling is done. This is the postcard for the kit subscribers. I hadn't actually planned to cut it, but I really want the leaves on it, so I'm going to quickly cut them out. And I was thinking about decorating the pages here. I was thinking about adding journaling in the middle there, but I don't need to. I've managed to get on pretty much all the journaling that I want to. So I'm actually going to have a page, I think, with a little bit of white space. So I'm just going to cut this out. I quite like that idea. Let's take that off and pop some glue on here. You know, just when sometimes you just think that needs something. There. And actually, let's pop the red heart there. This little to-do list was perfect for a little journaling spot. See, I've had so many little bits and pieces that the journaling side of it is just all broken up. And again, I've spoken about this before, but if you struggle with journaling, try to break it down rather than doing or thinking that you need to do a great big chunk of it. Break it down into lots of little bits, pop it over your page, and it just makes it seem so much more manageable. I love the finish of this postcard, actually. It feels very nice. So yeah, never be worried about cutting up a postcard. Oh, I like that there. That looks really nice. I had thought about popping it, or actually I think I prefer it there rather than, it's almost like in the same spot there. So let's do that. There, I like that. I have also got these stickers from the kit as well. I was wondering, I don't know if I need them, to be honest. I might leave them. I was thinking about cutting them in half. Like this. I do quite like that, actually. Yeah, I think that finishes it off really nicely. I like that. I like the colour there as well. I'm going to just add a little bit of extra journaling. I've got this one here, but I don't think I need the blue as well. And that is the end of my page. I'm not going to fill in this space. I am actually going to leave a little bit of white space today. I think those leaves were exactly what I needed. Super pleased with this. Love using the to-do list. I've managed to get quite a few stories in. And this flips up, although we don't need it to. And I have got, if I wanted to add anything else, I could do there. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. I'm very, very happy with my Cotswold Wildlife Park page day. And like I said, I'll leave the link to the vlog down below as well if you want to go and check that out. Really, really happy. Love this kit. I'll leave the link to the kit below as well, and also the download. But if you are a member of my Patreon community, you'll get that for free anyway. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Lots of love. Bye.